Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Zachariah the Ghost. I was just watching episode 2 of season 2, The Wife, and I love the storyline. I love how they are twisting the storyline, because on season 1 we were focusing on Hlomu, and it looks like season 2 we are going to be focusing a lot on Zandile. We are going to be introduced to Zandile. We are going to see what she's capable of doing, because when I look at Zandile and I look at Hlomu, I see two different characters. I see two different women. The other woman, she is more powerful, and the boyfriend or the husband is giving her attention. I'm talking about Zandile. When she speaks, he listens and he apologizes when he is wrong. And on the other side, when we look at Hlomu and Mqele, she is so afraid of Mqele, she doesn't know what he is going to do next. She is living in fear. Now they give us these two beautiful Zulu women in that Zulu house, being with their husbands, living under the same roof, living under the same rules, but they are behaving different, or they are doing their day-to-day life differently, because the other one is in fear while the other one is in control. She is fighting what is rightfully hers, whereby the other one, she is just given everything, and she didn't even suffer much to get that privilege to be called the wife in that Zulu family. Now it looks like we are going to see the battle of the wives in the Zulu house. They started the episode by giving us a romantic scene whereby we have seen Nkosana and Zandile, in their bedroom. Of course, they were doing grown up stuff. It was great to see them showing love, appreciation to each other. And I remember when Zandile was saying she doesn't want to go back to jail, and Nkosana was making a promise that she will never go back there. He will make sure of that. We all know, in bedroom, that's where we discuss a lot of important stuff. And I just love how, their scene was, because it was so real in a way that for the first time I just saw, Zandile or Kanumbau, giving us the best of her, because I've seen her to, different movies. She is good, but on this TV show, guys, she is truly amazing. And she deserves to have, her face on, this TV show. Because right now I saw even, the main picture of the TV show, they are putting her instead of putting, Hlomu. That means they are moving on a different direction, and they are going to focus a lot on Zandile. I love that scene. You can tell that it was something different compared to what we are used to see Mqele and Hlomu's house. Because when you look at them in their room, there is so many things which is happening when you're focusing on Mqele and Hlomu. And now they are giving us the two different, relationships, not saying the Zulu brothers, they are brutal, they just want to make love, they are controlling and this and that. And we have seen the brother who is very, very understanding, who respects women, who makes sure that he put her first. And he know that he messed up by telling the children that, the mother passed away or Zandile died. And he has to make things right. Because at this moment, she feels like she is being betrayed. And we've seen that when they woke up, after they did everything, because she woke up by 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was surprised, why are you up so early? And she was saying, I'm used to wake up early in the morning, because in jail, I have to be up early in the morning. And he was saying, you can relax, you are home now, you don't have to wake up early in the morning, you can just sleep until 8 o'clock. You are home now, you are free. And I just love that, because he is the man who is assuring her that she is safe, she cannot worry much, he will take care of things, and she should be a woman who is free and proud of being with the whole family. Because she was saying, I really don't believe it's us, together having this quality time. Because remember, she did 10 years, in jail. And when they went to the bathroom, I remember when she was asking him that, are you dating, or should I be worried? Are you still in, contact with one of the ladies that you were dating? And he was saying, no, you don't have to worry about anything. My heart is with you. Of course, he's admitting that he used to see people, but those people, they are far away, whereby they cannot even come and disturb their relationship because he really loves his woman. That means he made it clear to any woman that he was like dancing with, of saying, listen, I have my woman and I'm not gonna take things, too far with you, whereby you can expect marriage and everything. And I respect that, because of that means he was honest enough. We don't know if maybe things can come up later whereby we can hear stories that we really don't know, but so far he is the man who is true to his words and who always wanted to see his wife home. And I respect that. On the other side, they showed us the Majola brothers going to the same place where the Zulu brothers decided to go and dump Palesa's body. And they saw the security guard, and they went there, took out the gun, and the security guard was like saying, we have to call them security officer. He was saying, listen, these are all not my things. This is not my plot. You can take whatever you want to take. And they were like saying, you're mistaken us, with the cow thieves. We are not those type of people. We are here because we want to talk to you. And that's when they grabbed him, put him in the boot, and they took him in a place whereby, it was just like one of those places. If you have seen Wrong 10, normally you will find yourself in those places if you get caught, whereby there is guns, there is all the type of tools that they need, to torture you. And hopefully, you're not going to come out alive. I just saw the way the Majola brothers were doing things, that he is not going to come out alive. But I have to confess, I loved the scene, simply because they were like two madmen screaming at this guy that they are torturing, and they were doing all these funny things. And one thing that caught my attention is when Gwaza was telling this other guy that from now on you are my friend, and I am not gonna let my brother torture you, the way he is doing. Just tell me the truth. Like they were like playing psychological game with the security officer, because he thought Gwaza was on his side, not knowing that actually these are brothers. They are working together to get the truth out of him. Guys, it was blood everywhere. They did everything in their power to make sure that they get the truth out of that guy. And after he just told them the truth, and he was like saying, that's the commissioner's wife, that we dumped there. They were like saying, can you say that again? And he had to repeat that. And he was like saying, the body that you guys saw the Zulu brothers dumping, it was the commissioner's wife. And they were like, amen, hallelujah, we got the truth. And the scene, guys, it is so entertaining. I think those guys, they took so many takes to get that perfect scene. The director and the producers, I think they spent a day working on that, because that's classic. That's the type of a scene that you can just take it alone and put it online. Because of copyright, we cannot do certain things, but you know what? That one is one of those great scenes. I think it will be legendary. Those guys, to their careers, I can say that without any fear, that scene will become, legendary. Wherever they go, people will always remember them with that scene, because it was just mind-blowing. It was just amazing. And once they got the truth and they left him sitting on the chair, opened the garage door, and Gwaza was like saying, goodbye, my friend, while the other brother is pulling the trigger. And how he just hit him right to the head. You can tell that the Majola brothers, they are brutal, and they are going to be, a good competition for the Zulu brothers. Because once they do things, once they make up their mind, and they make things happen. And after that scene, we have seen, Nkosana, of course, he told the wife when they were in the bathroom that, you know what, I need to go to work. I need to go to work, because it's been days without, going to work, because he was focusing on how he can get her out of jail. And he wanted to go to work, and also he needed, to go and see Lerato Mvelas's family. Because once they took Zandile out of jail, they decided to go and put the other woman. They mentioned her name. It's just I didn't write that name down. I have to get that name. They decided to go and put the other lady to her cell, so that early in the morning when the prison warder showed up and they're calling names, she responded, because of she became the new Zandile, so that, they can keep things, silent in there, so that, Zandile can be outside there and do her own things the way she want to do things out there. And I think that was a smart move, but it's going to backfire simply because of now the commissioner is going to know that, Zandile is not there. Simply because of once he realized that his woman was killed by the Zulu brothers, he will want to know what was the motive. And the motive will be that they're doing everything in their power to save Zandile. Then he will want to go to jail and check if Zandile is there. And we all know that they had a deal, Nkosana and the commissioner had a deal whereby it's an eye for an eye. If Nkosana will bring Palesa, that means he will bring Zandile home. But now because of they already went there to take out Zandile from jail, that means it's war. And we all know war is bloody. Nobody wants war. And when we have seen on the other side, Nkosana went there to do his, day-to-day things, and we have seen that Zandile was bored because it's early in the morning. She doesn't know anybody in that house. She was just staring at, the scene, the beautiful nature out there, because, the Zulu brothers, they had a great house. I have to say that, they have a great garden. Even if when you are upstairs, you can just, enjoy the scenery and check how beautiful things can be. And that's when Hlomu showed up, and she was so excited of saying, Zandile, I heard a lot about you, Uputumtala, or my brothers have been speaking about you, and I'm super excited. I'm so happy to see you. Zandile was like, Hlomu, like, yeah, I am Hlomu, and they were knowing each other, women are women. It doesn't take them long, to get along. And that's when she was like saying, let's take a walk whereby I can show you the rest of the house. And that's when they went downstairs and they found the rest of the Zulu brothers. They found Mgodi, Nzika, and also Kawe sitting there. And that's when she introduced herself. She was like, oh, here are those brothers. And, they were all hugging her, starting with, Mgodi. He was super excited to hug her. And then we have seen Nzika following. Kawe also went there to hug her. And he had to apologize for not being there yesterday. Remember, he couldn't go with the rest of the Zulu brothers because he was busy dancing with Hlomu. We all remember what happened in the previous episode when he decided to sleep with his brother's wife. Now, I've noticed something there, because when she was sitting down there, she was asking, who is Nzika? And Mkotu was like saying, no, he is Naingani, he is the young one. And they were so excited. And I've seen that, they are so free, so open when they are with Zandile. Although it's been 10 years without seeing her, but they feel at home. They can just share anything, because Mkotu was like even talking about, the job they did last night, of saying we did a great job last night, and they were all laughing. Just to show that before she go to jail, that means they were very close. And it explained why they wanted Hlomu to become like the mother in that house. And it explained why they were very upset, or they didn't like Mandisa, because of Mandisa didn't fit that, character that they needed, which was missing, because Zandile was playing that character. And it also explained why she wanted to use, their mother's name. It really shows that she is the mother. She's like saying, even if there can be other women in this house, I am the original Zulu wife in this house. Others are just wives, but I am the eldest. And by law, we can say, we can give it to her, because now she will be married to the older brother. Because I think eventually they have to get married, because the way their love is so strong. It's amazing. I love that. It was so great. While they were sitting there, that's when the two children showed up, Sibani and Lwandle. They showed up. Sibani is older, and Lwandle, he is the youngest. They showed up from the boarding school, and they were like screaming, "Mommy, mommy!" They were excited because they're coming back from, the holidays, the boarding school. They don't like that lifestyle, and they were like saying to Hlomu that we want to come home and stay with you and our father. We don't like the boarding school lifestyle. But when they come running to Hlomu, what I saw was that Zandile also stood up smiling. She was like saying, my children are here, they are excited because I'm their mother. But they passed her and they went to hug, Hlomu. That was heartbreaking because I saw her face changing immediately because she felt that pain because of now, here is her children calling another woman, mother. And they don't even recognize her and they don't care much about her. That was very painful. Nkosana tried to speak with her and she just walked away because she was heartbroken. And in the meantime, we have seen that, Hlomu asked, Nkosana to give him the bed so that he can take the children, to their room. And that scene was very much powerful because as a mother, you step forward so that your children can hug you and embrace you, but they pass you and go to another woman and call that woman mother. It was just something else. And we have seen that they spoke about everything, and she took time before she go to dinner because they sat down and they spoke, Nkosana, and because the episode was more about Nkosana and Zandile, because now they spoke and Zandile was not happy. She was like saying, how will you feel if your children are calling another man daddy? Because what they're doing right now, they are calling Hlomu, mommy, and I am here. And Nkosana was also saying, that's not right. It's heartbreaking, but I will find a way to, make them understand. And that's when he promised that for the first time tonight, we are going to have dinner together and we are going to address the issue. And when she showed up, everyone was there. Of course, that means he was still begging her to come and join the rest of the family. And that's when she sat down and she apologized for being late or keeping everybody waiting for her for that long. And Nkosana, that's when he started talking to them and he said, this is the love of my life, and today we are joined by somebody who is very close to my heart, somebody that I really love. And I know that what I'm going to say is going to be confusing a bit, especially to you, my children, simply because of I told you that your mother passed away, but actually she is alive. Forget about what I told you. Here is your mom and she is alive. That's when we saw Lwandle saying, is this woman the woman on that portrait? And the father, Nkosana, was like saying, yes. That portrait, when you see that portrait, it's like you see this woman, and this woman, she is your mother. Go and greet your mother. That's when Lwandle didn't even waste time. He went there to hug his mom and he was super excited. But Sibane didn't want to do that. And he said, you told me that the reason why I don't have mother is because of now she died, long time ago, so I don't know this woman. And he refused to greet, Zandile. But, teenagers, they're always like that. They become rebellion and they just want to make things the way they want things to be done, and people were shocked because even Kogi was like saying, what are you doing? They tried to beg him, but he couldn't even listen to them. Because according to him, his mom passed away. And now of course, he will go deep into, you don't know what I've dealt with. There will be an episode whereby he has to open up, to his mother that, what, I suffered a lot because of I needed you, you were not there, and, Zandile has to explain to him why she was not around, and that will happen maybe on the fourth episode or maybe the fifth episode. But somehow they have to find a way to sit down and discuss this thing, because they have to, tell the children that actually Hlomu is not actually your biological mother. Zandile is your biological mother. And like I said on the previous episode, when I said I will see, a problem between the two women because they are going to fight over the children and they're going to set rules in that house, and it's going to be a problem. But they also have to find a common ground whereby they can talk. They have to take their time and speak about it so that they can find a way to move forward, because I don't see them living peacefully in that house if they don't iron things up. And we also saw that the Majola brothers, they decided to invite the commissioner so that they can tell the commissioner about the passing of Palesa. Because when he showed up, he is that kind of a guy. It's like, Madasa, man, I'm a busy man, don't waste my time. And they offered him a drink, he didn't want to take a drink. They said the reason why we give you this drink is because of we have sad news, and he was like saying, you told me that you have information regarding my wife, I want you to tell me where is my wife. That's when, he was told that your wife passed away, your wife died, and he wanted to know how, and that's when they also revealed that the Zulu brothers are the ones who killed, your wife. And you can tell that the way his face changed, he was fuming when they end episode 2. You can tell that he is very angry because of already seen episode 3, and that's when they give him all the details and everything, and he obviously will tell them that I spoke with Nkosana and me and Nkosana we made a deal, but that happened on episode 3. I just wanted to give you the highlights of that. That's when he said, no, we made a deal, and he promised me that he will find a way to search everywhere so that he can get my woman, since we all know that he knows about all these underground places whereby he can go and look at places whereby the police cannot even get access to, and obviously that means Nkosana was trying to buy time because he knew that he's busy doing whatever he was doing with his woman Zandile. Guys, I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. Join me when I review episode 3 of The Wife. Remember, we are on season 2, and I love how the story is shifting. They're focusing a lot on Zandile, and thank you for your love and your support.